Too much medicine, too little understanding. India and Indians are enamored of high technology healthcare. You haven't truly arrived unless you possess an iPhone, have had a foreign holiday, and an MRI scan. But while health technology has reached India, another quiet revolution in how we understand and use clinical science appears to have passed us by. This is the science of clinical epidemiology and its two offshoots, evidence-based medicine and the democratization of medicine. Most doctors in India practice rule-based medicine, stuff that they learned from teachers long ago. If you have a high cholesterol, you must take a statin. But clinical epidemiology and EBM give us the principles of how to find, appraise, and apply clinical knowledge. We know, therefore, that if 100 people with no known heart disease and a raised cholesterol in their blood take a statin for 5 years, 98 of them will not see any benefit. But at least 20 of them will experience side effects, some of them quite debilitating ones. A family member recently fell and sustained a tear in a shoulder muscle. After the obligatory MRI scan, her orthopedic surgeon strongly recommended immediate surgery. I looked up the literature and found good clinical trial evidence that surgery offered no benefit over conservative management. 6 months later, both the groups of patients in the study had the same level of pain-free function. She did not have surgery and recovered as expected. Clinical epidemiology has exposed many myths. One is the idea that if you diagnose a condition in its early stages, you can benefit by curing it at an early stage. Disappointingly, more often than not, this is not the case. With a few exceptions, doing diagnostic tests in well people confers more harm than benefit. A well man has been defined by the quip as someone who has been inadequately investigated by his doctor. It causes worry, may offer false reassurance, leads to further tests and procedures, each of which has its own problems or side effects and risks, and may lead to unnecessary medication and needless surgery. Thanks to clinical epidemiology, we now have a good understanding of the twin modern scourges of overdiagnosis and overtreatment. Applying rule-based medicine without an understanding of clinical epidemiology and the wealth of evidence that is publicly available on the internet leads doctors to order needless tests in a knee-jerk reaction to a clinical problem. Some academic doctors are so worried about overuse of clinical technologies that they have collaborated in setting up an organization called Choosing Wisely. A visit to worldwideweb.choosingwisely.co.uk will give a layman a sense of their work. This has led to a redefinition of the role of the doctor in an age where the internet has democratized information. Instead of a paternalistic ordering of tests and prescribing of pills, the role of the doctor is now seen as that of an advisor, helping the patient understand the choices available, the risks and benefits of each option, and helping him or her in choosing what is right for his circumstances and expectations. Clinical medicine is not an end in itself. It is the means to an end, and it is for the patient to decide the ends that are important for him.